locked in was a meal, this would be it. Now, this actually brings up something that I wanted to discuss with you guys, because yesterday on my Instagram story, I posted a little smaller version of this rant, but I wanted to talk to you guys about genuinely the two best ways that I have found. I'm going to lower this chair because there we go. The two best ways to put on size and get shredded at the same time. Because a lot of people think that you can't do both. You have to bulk or you have to cut, which, yes, that is one way. But I truly believe that you can do both at the same time. Will it be as extreme and as quick as if you were to just dirty bulk, for example, or hypercut, for example? Yes. It's not going to be as quick. But with this being said, this is the one of the two ways. Having 2 meals a day, which the first meal, genuinely, the only thing that you have to worry about is hitting 100 grams of protein, minimum. Anything else outside of that, if you're still hungry for that one meal, fill it with whatever you want, genuinely. If you're like me and you want to be mentally sharp the entire day because you have other endeavors as well that require you to be mentally sharp, then yes, absolutely, limit the carbs, try not to eat as much shit food to keep your brain sharp. I've said that multiple times, and if you guys have any questions regarding that specific topic, let me know down in the comments. But the second way behind it is 1 meal a day, which I'm currently alternating back and forth to see which one I like better. Day by day, honestly, I'm just taking it day by day to see which style I like better between 2 meals a day and 1 meal a day. As I just mentioned, 2 meals a day. The first meal, all you have to worry about is hitting at least 100 grams of protein. And then during the second meal, make sure you hit your 1 gram per pound of not your current body weight right now, but your goal body weight. So if you want to cut, and let's say you're at 175 right now, and you want to cut down to 150, don't eat 175 grams of protein, eat 150. Vice versa, if you're 175 and you want to get to 200, don't eat 175, eat 200 grams of protein. See the logic behind that? So that's how you navigate 2 meals a day. In the first meal, hit 100 grams of protein no matter what. Second meal, hit that goal body weight in grams of protein, and then fill in the blanks with whatever else, quite honestly, you desire based on your goals. Now, when it comes to 1 meal a day, you have to be very meticulous with this because, as the name states, you only have 1 meal. So you have to be very careful with how you navigate that 1 meal. And the way that I like to go about it is extremely, extremely simple. If you're like me and you don't really have full control over what you eat on a day-to-day basis, especially for dinner time, because, parents cooking, all these different factors can play a role. So what I like to do, and the way this worked best for me, is that I let my parents eat first. If you have any siblings, let them eat first. And then whatever is left, eat as much as you can physically tolerate of whatever the protein source of the meal that your parents cooked is. If you have full control over your meal, then this is a whole nother thing. Literally just hit your goal weight in grams of protein and then fill in the blanks with whatever appetite you have left for that 1 meal a day. But if you're like me and sometimes you don't really have full control over what meals you eat, like this one in particular, this is all me. I've bought all of this myself from the grocery store. I cook all this myself. So as a result, I can eat this basically every single day because I bought it, I cook it. They don't have anything to do with that. But for dinner time, when dinner rolls around later tonight, I, as it currently stands recording this video, have no idea what we're having, which is why I'm actually flip-flopping back and forth in between the two of 2 meals a day and 1 meal a day. Because having that like sporadicness of not knowing if you're gonna have a meal or your parents are gonna cook a meal that is going to be high enough protein to be able to hit your 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight when you're only eating 1 meal a day, it's kind of scary. And as serious as I'm taking this and as short of a time frame as I'm giving myself to hit this goal of 200 pounds at 8% body fat, I don't really have any room for error. So that is something that I can't really be fucking around with. So as a result, that's why I'm flipping back and forth between 2 meals and 1 meal a day to see which one I like best. If I have a general knowledge of what I think my parents are going to make, and it's a high protein meal, then yes, I will do the 1 meal a day. But if I don't know by midday, then I'm going to rock with it too. But like I said, for the 1 meal a day, whatever that 1 meal is, if you have siblings, if you have parents, whatever it might be, let them get their portion. And then whatever's left, eat as much as you physically can tolerate of the protein source. Once you have fully maxed out your protein source and you've hit your 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight, then same rule applies with whatever appetite you have left. Fill in the blanks with any carbs, fats, even more protein if you want. And that's really it. It's genuinely very simple. A lot of people overcomplicate the nutrition side and they weigh every single gram of rice and they weigh every ounce of chicken. And it's like, I don't track my calories anymore. Like, for example, just as like a social experiment, I, at the end of the day, plugged in my macros in MyFitnessPal right there a couple days ago, just to like see how close I was to my goals after just eyeballing it the entire day. This was actually one of the meals, funny enough. And then I had steak, rice, mushrooms, and broccoli as the second meal. And my parents ended up having pizza because, what do you know? The 3 things, like I said before, that are guaranteed in life are death, taxes, and my parents getting takeout pizza on Friday night. So I went and got some steak, rice, mushrooms, and broccoli from a place that is nearby, which was nice because I didn't have to cook anything. I didn't have to prepare anything. But with that being said, after I plugged it in at the end of the night, I was like, let's see how close I actually am. Just eyeballing it throughout the entire day. And what do you know? Basically spot on for my goals. Now, granted, I don't want to weigh 250 pounds. At least not yet. I don't want to weigh 250. Who knows? Maybe I want to be 250 at 8% body fat. Who knows? But a little bit over the protein goal is not going to kill you. But in terms of the carbs, the fats, and the calories throughout the entire day, literally spot on. And I just eyeballed that the entire day. And then hindsight being 2020, plugging it back in, I'm like, I'm the fucking GOAT. No, but in all seriousness, like, once you track your calories for long enough, which honestly, it's not even going to be that long. Most of us genuinely eat the same, I would say, 4 to 7 meals every single week, just differently rotated around on a week-to-week basis. So honestly, once you track your calories for, I would say, 4, 6, 8 weeks, you honestly get to a point where you'll be good enough to just eyeball it and be able to get relatively close. Now, it's going to take a bit longer to have the laser eye vision that I have to just look at a meal and tell you exactly how many grams of protein, carbs, fats, and calories is in it. But the premise remains the same in the sense that you're going to be close enough. As long as you're within plus or minus 10 grams of each macronutrient and plus or minus like 50 to 100 calories when you're just eyeballing it, you're going to be fine. These people that are like, oh my God, you have to hit exactly 2,362.7 calories and then you have to hit 3, like, bro, relax. It's serious, but it's not that serious. Like, chill the fuck out. That's why most people fall off, is because they treat it like that. They treat it so autistically that it's like they have to weigh every single, like, I can't even grab. They weigh every single, like, strain of cheese, and they, like, before this gets too cold, I'm gonna wrap this up. They weigh every single strain of cheese, like, they weigh everything, and it's like, it makes it so robotic and so unenjoyable that it's like, no wonder people don't stick with it. No wonder most of the population's fat, like, because some of the most popular people out there are literally telling you to be a robot every single day, and it's like, that's not fun. The whole point of fitness is to enjoy being fit. It's not to, like, hurry up and get to this goal and then like that. Like, that's a whole nother side tangent for a whole nother story. Like, that is how a lot of my family members operate. It's like clockwork. Every single year, a month to 2 months out before vacation, because we all go on vacation every single year. I didn't end up going this year because I was working, but it was so funny. It's like clockwork every single year. 1 to 2 months out before vacation, they're all like, oh, I have to hurry up and get in shape as fast as possible. Da, 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 da. And then they do all this stuff and they lose all this weight, and then they go on vacation and they still look like shit, and then they come back from vacation and they gain all the way back and then some. And they're like, oh, why can't I lose weight? It's because they have the wrong mindset behind it. They have the mindset that fitness is like something that you win. You hurry up, you do this thing, you win fitness, and then you just get to, I did it. Like, that's not how it works. The goal of fitness is to not win fitness. The goal of fitness is to stay fit for the rest of your life. And that's the same thing with business. I know I'm like starting to quote Alex Hormozy, if you guys have ever seen this quote before, but the goal of business too is not to win business. The goal of business is to stay in business. The goal of marriage is to not win marriage. The goal of marriage is to stay fucking married. Every single aspect of your life. The goal of it isn't to win it. It's to stay in the game, to continue playing the game. And when you continue playing the game, guess what you end up doing in the long run when you just continue playing and you never quit and you never give up? You win in the end. So with that being said, this is probably cold now. I'm going to get to eating this. I hope you enjoyed this rant, and I'll see you later today.
A few inches later.
So I just got home from running a couple of errands, and I actually forgot to take my daily stack this morning, but I also need to refill my pill organizer for the week. So I'm doing that, and I had an encounter today as I was out running errands, and I wanted to share it with you guys because there is a lesson behind this encounter that I had. So this person, in which I know, and I haven't seen in a while, they came up to me, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't recognize them at first. They had to tell me who they were. But when I started talking to them for a little bit and whatever, like, they asked me, they were like, why don't you smile more? Like, you're not really, like, ever smiling. Like, this whole conversation, you haven't been smiling. Like, when I saw you, like, from across the way, like, you weren't smiling. Like, you seem just, like, very, like, unhappy. And I'm like, well, I'm not. I'm honestly, this is the most I've ever enjoyed life, because you guys know I don't like the word happy. But I told him, I was like, I'm enjoying life more than I ever have before. And he's like, so why don't you smile more? And it's because of something that I actually just wrote down in my notes on my phone, which is the following. I am only happy when I am striving towards something. Think about that. I'm only happy when I'm striving towards something. And I think a lot of men are genuinely instinctively wired to be that way, because we as men have been evolutionized over the years to conquer, to accomplish things, and to provide. That genuinely has what we have evolved into as men over thousands and thousands of years. It's been like that pretty much ever since the dawn of human time. And I was thinking about it, and when I told him that exact quote, I told him, well, I'm only really ever, happy with my life, because I told him that I don't like the word happy as well. I told him that I'm only truly happy when I'm pursuing something, when I'm doing something that is getting me closer to my goals. And the fact that I was running a couple of errands, I wasn't the happiest guy in the world, because I was out doing something that I didn't particularly enjoy doing. And because I hate wasting time, because time is the one thing in life that you can't get back. And he was like, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, I actually enjoyed him asking me all these questions, because it's one thing to have thoughts in your head, but it's another thing to try to explain them to people. Like, that's why I love recording as well, because it takes all the thoughts and the lessons that I have in my head, and it forces me to expel them verbally in ways that not only you can understand, but the people that I interact with in the real world understand as well. And because of that, I pretty much simply told him, I was like, if I'm not doing something that is getting me closer to the goals that I have in my head, I just find it a monumental waste of time. And he's like, well, don't you like rest? Don't you like take days off? Don't you like just, hang out and chill and like watch Netflix every once in a while? And I'm like, but for what? I'm like, for what though? Like, actually for what? Because let's play a hypothetical scenario out right now. Let's say I hypothetically do, go back to my childhood roots, and I take an entire evening to just eat pizza and play video games, for example, because that's something that I always loved to do when I was younger. Let's just say hypothetically, the version of me now takes this evening, for example, to go and do so. And if we actually play this scenario out, I can guarantee you this is exactly what would happen. Yeah, I might be having fun in the moment. Yeah, I might be having fun enjoying the pizza and enjoying playing the video games with some of my old friends that I don't talk to anymore. Yeah, that may be fun in the moment. But in the back of my mind, I would be extremely anxious and extremely like just brain wrecked that I am not doing something that is getting me closer to my goals. Like, that is how my brain is wired. And that's why I don't take days off. That is why I train every single day. That is why I work essentially every waking hour that I physically can, that I'm not unless I'm doing like some miscellaneous task or some bullshit like that, because at the current level that I'm at, I don't have the ability to basically have fuck you money to the point where I can just do whatever I want whenever I want. And like, if someone wants me to do something that I don't want to do, I could just be like, fuck you, and like pay them to do it, basically. Like, that's the point that I'm trying to get to. But at the current stage that I'm at, I don't have the capability in order to do so. So we have to make do with what we can. But the premise behind all of it is that is why I don't take days off, because I actually I don't enjoy every single thing that comes with the process. As I mentioned before, I don't enjoy every single aspect of it, but just the concept of doing something that I know is moving me closer to the man that I want to become and the things that I want to accomplish, that in and of itself is what is enjoying. I might not enjoy doing cardio every day. I might not enjoy training every single day for the past 4 years. I might not enjoy sitting down at my computer and doing some monotonous task that I've done thousands of times before. Like, I might not enjoy those things of the process. But the overarching concept of it is the fact that those things that I may hate to do, I do them every single day because it gets me closer to my goals. And that's what I enjoy about it. And even if I'm not doing something that is getting me closer to my goals, that is what I truly hate. That is what I deeply despise more than anything else in the world. Yeah, I might in the moment enjoy like doing those hedonistic things that I used to do. If I were to go back to that, yeah, I would enjoy it in the moment, but there's always that little voice in the back of your head like, you could be working right now. You could be training right now. You could be, catching up on your sleep because you're so sleep deprived right now. You could be having a conversation with your woman. You could be having an intellectual conversation with one of your boys. You could be, there's always more work to do. The people that tell me that, oh, I don't know what work to do, you're lying to yourself. If you take longer than 10 seconds to genuinely think about it, there is something that you need to do. My ambition is so great, not saying that yours is not, but my ambition is so great, and the level that I want to get to and will get to on a long enough time frame is so great. And then, like I mentioned before, the goalpost is going to continue moving higher and higher and higher. It's to the point where I can't stop. I can't, because I know that every action I take that doesn't get me closer to those goals is moving that version of me that I want to become farther and farther and farther away. And it's moving the time frame that I will get there farther and farther and farther away. So understand that. Next time you go to embark into something that you know is inherently bad for you and is inherently not getting you closer to the man that you want to become, and you're like, oh, just one hour won't hurt, 2 hours won't hurt, one cheat meal won't hurt, one movie won't hurt. Just think about that. Think about the fact that the version of you that you want to become is taking more and more steps away every hour, every minute, every second that you waste, every action that you do not take that is getting you closer to the man that you want to become, that version of you that you want to become is getting farther and farther and farther away. The time frame that you become that man is getting farther and farther and farther away from the time frame that you're in right now. So just finished taking all my supplements, and stem of the day is actually something that I highly recommend to a lot of people, which is caffeine capsules. Pricing wise, first and foremost, unbeatable. You are getting 100 200 milligram tablets for $12, which, if you do the math, an energy drink with 200 milligrams of caffeine in it is usually going to run you like $3 a piece. You buy 100 of those, that's $300 compared to 12 for this, for as many as you're getting. Plus, on the other side of things, ingredients wise, you're not getting any of the artificial dyes, flavors, colorings, any of that bullshit, which a lot of the energy drinks that I drink do. And if you're a part of that whole rabbit hole that is like super into like avoiding the dyes and the seed oils and all that stuff, I would highly recommend this if you're going to do the high stem route of caffeine. Definitely highly recommend that. I've been off and on the rabbit hole of that whole shit for a while, and honestly, right now at the current stage that I'm at, the small marginal gain that I'm getting for spending a significant more amount of money on those things that don't have it in it, and money that I don't have, quite frankly, at the moment, it's not worth it for me. So for this, $12 for more of a, I guess you could say, healthy alternative to caffeine other than like energy drinks and stuff, definitely would go with this, or just drink black coffee. Honestly, that is another one as well, which reminds me, I'm actually going to go make a espresso coffee from a Cuban brand, actually, that I used to drink all the time when I worked on the boat. For those of you that are super OGs, you'll remember that period of time when I first started posting and I was still working on the boat. Instant coffee from that brand that I have. And you can say, oh, instant coffee doesn't taste as good. Or you could just not be a bitch and you could just drink the coffee. You can drink it black, you can drink it instant coffee. It doesn't matter. I went through a full 4 months of my life doing cowboy coffee, where like you boil the water on the on the stove and you put the coffee. Like I've done that before. There's genuinely like it's gonna give you the benefits that you want, which is the energy, the caffeine, the appetite suppressant, the metabolism booster from the hot black coffee if you drink it black, which you should if you want to lose weight. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But yeah, black coffee, caffeine capsules. Those are genuinely two of the best and cheapest alternatives to stimulants in terms of caffeine that you can go for. Also, as a side note, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or anything that like you guys see me pulling out and like promoting and stuff like that. I'm not sponsored by any of them yet. Eventually, in the future, I have plans of starting my own supplement company, which is gonna, ingredients wise, pricing wise, and like actual results wise, mop the floor with all of these big corporations. But that is a whole nother bridge that I will cross once I get there. But for the time being, let's go make some black Cuban espresso coffee.
Hot and dangerous. If you're one of us, then roll with us, 'cause we make the hipsters fall in love when we got our hot pants on and up.